Hey everybody, Ryan Molly here, and I am really excited about this week's guest. What I've really grown to appreciate about this individual is who he is personally. And he has so much passion for life, for his family, his wife, his children, and his 10 grandchildren. So you're going to want to stick around. We got Matt Delong coming up, and it's going to be a great episode. When I started this, my whole goal was to make this very genuine, very authentic. Matt was texting me last night. He goes, "One of my questions." And I said, "I don't want to hear." And he was totally messing with me, I hope, because if he asked me that question, I have no idea what he was even talking about. Marxism was one of the words. I said, "You're going to have to give me a vocabulary lesson before we start talking about that." But
are there any subjects you're really looking for to be addressed that would maybe ensure healthcare would be there for your patients in 10 years, right?
Yeah. Quite honestly, this is and I'm an eternal optimist, but that being said, healthcare is in a very scary place, in my opinion. It's a very big problem, and the tail is wagging the dog. I think what we're going to start to see, and what I hope that we start to see more of, is more direct payment models that allow patients to have more freedom. Life is short. If you had a debilitating hip or knee condition and you knew that it was going to take you 2 years to be able to get that fixed, that some people may not even be willing to live any longer for that.
No, I mean, I think that's very real. I think you've bought into preparing the patient as best you can, which to me is probably more than 50% of the challenge. Right? Over the years, what have you done to try to find that balance?
We have an institute that does that, the Wellness Institute, and I hired an entire staff to do that. Bridget Scullin, she's our nurse practitioner. She heads that up. She sees 100% of our patients before surgery. And if we see these higher risk patients, she even sees them before we even meet them. And then we have a couple other staff that work alongside Bridget to ensure that this is happening, so that people aren't slipping under the radar and getting on our surgical schedules. And then we have these potential complications or disasters. You mentioned when you first moved to Warsaw, you worked for a college. So who was the individual that is there one person that you can say got Matt Delong into the orthopedic industry? Was there one person, or was it a group of people that allowed that opportunity to arise? What would you say your least favorite part of your day-to-day job is? So if you were not doing what you're doing in the orthopedic industry, what would Matt Delong do professionally?
Oh, wow. That's a great question.
We've got pretty much a sport court down here. We've got the basketball rim. We've got the Pop-A-Shot. We've got foosball. But I almost want to do something a little bit different.
Except,
Pete, I hope you're watching this.
Thanks, buddy.
Always a pleasure.
Says, "Hey, softballs,